What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Sports Degenerate podcast. We have another waiver wire show for week 4 for the people that are new to this channel. I create a separate episode for each position. So, quarterback, running back, wide receiver, and tight end all have their own episode. So, whether you are watching on YouTube or listening to the podcast, check out the feed. The reason I do that is because every fantasy manager has their own needs. So it depends what you need. Go ahead and listen to that episode or listen to all of them. And the criteria I use for these players. All of these players are rostered in under 30% of ESPN leagues. So I use the ESPN site, but whatever site you use, these guys should be pretty available. So that's how we do things. Let's hop into it. I have 8 running backs for you guys. Like I said, all under 30% rostered. I'm going to start off with my most favorite, go down to my least favorite. My number 1 running back pickup this week is Braylon Allen for the Jets. So he's the number 2 back behind Breece Hall, but he has averaged 9 touches per game this year, which is solid for fantasy. He's also looked great on tape. Big and fast. He reminds me of James Conner. That's what he looks like on tape. It looks like he's going to be a solid part of an Aaron Rodgers offense, which is valuable for fantasy. Plus, you have the upside. If Breece Hall gets hurt, he is a number 1 running back. So, number 1 pickup, Braylon Allen. Number 2 pickup is Alexander Mattison. He's had over 12 points in 2 of 3 games. He's the goal line back and the passing downs back for the Raiders. So he is getting all of the valuable touches in the offense. At this point, I consider him the Raiders' number 1 running back, not Zamir White. So if you need a running back this week, he's not a bad option. Number 3 pickup is Samaje Perine. He is the passing downs back for the Chiefs currently, which is valuable for fantasy. He had 9 touches last game, 3 catches. We all know in this Chiefs offense, there's upside for a touchdown. So I think he gives you a decent floor because he is going to give you a few catches, but also has an upside for a touchdown. So if you need a running back this week, he's not a terrible option. Number 4 is Justice Hill. So he is the passing downs back for the Ravens. When the Ravens are in hurry up or clear passing situations, it's Justice Hill in the game, not Derrick Henry. So he gives you around 2 to 3 catches every game, but in games where the Ravens have to pass a lot, he can give you 5 or more catches. The Ravens play the Bills this week, which is probably going to have a decent amount of passing, so this might be a solid week to have Justice Hill in your lineup. Number 5 pickup is Roschon Johnson. So he had 10 points last week, and he outperformed DeAndre Swift. Looked way better than DeAndre Swift did. I wouldn't be surprised if he becomes the number 1 running back for the Bears. So in the future, it's a good piece to have. But just for this week, he got a decent amount of touches and had 10 points. He might be able to do that again this week for you. Number 6 is Dameon Pierce. So you have to check injury reports for this one. Joe Mixon is probably not going to play. I don't expect him to play, but he hasn't been declared out yet, so check the reports. And Dameon Pierce himself hasn't played the whole season yet either, so you have to check if he is going to play. But if Mixon is out and Pierce plays, he is going to get a decent amount of touches in this CJ Stroud offense, which we know is valuable for fantasy. Number 7 is Clyde Edwards-Helaire. So this is a stash. He hasn't been active yet this season, but he eventually will. And with no Pacheco out, he can get valuable touches in this offense. We've seen him be a big part of the passing game for these Chiefs Super Bowl teams. So it's more of a stash, but if you have an extra bench spot, I don't think he's a bad pickup for the future. Last is Kareem Hunt. So this is also a stash because for all we know, Kareem Hunt might be washed. He might not even be able to play. But let's say you have an extra bench spot. Let's take a look at a scenario that could happen. He is Kareem Hunt of old, and we all know that is a great player. He gets on the field for a Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid offense. Imagine that. Old Kareem Hunt on a Chiefs offense is super valuable for fantasy, but he's last on the list for a reason. He might not even play at all. So if you have an extra bench spot, maybe take a swing on him. I also want to bring up some streaming defenses for you guys. I have 3 options, all under 30% rostered. So my favorite is the Tennessee Titans. They have been a really good defense this year, and now they play the Dolphins, who have Tim Boyle and Skylar Thompson at quarterback. Sign me up all day. My second option is the Atlanta Falcons. They play Derek Carr. So Derek Carr can always have some interceptions. He showed it last week. And the Falcons played pretty good against the Chiefs. They didn't give up a lot of points. They intercepted Patrick Mahomes. So I don't hate this option this week. And my last one is the Rams. The Rams aren't a very good defense, but they play Caleb Williams, who gets sacked a lot, has turnovers. So it's not the best defense, but I don't hate the matchup. So those are some streaming defenses for you guys. Like I said, I have a separate episode for each position. So check all of them out. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. I love all of you.